is on my computer. Okay, awesome. We're recording. Welcome everybody to the C2C Stampers meeting. I know we're smaller today, but hopefully we'll pick up a few more people as the night progresses. I know that April and May start to become busy times. People are doing stuff. I know we're also all getting out a little bit more. And so, you know, as we have the freedom and ability to do that, I think we'll see a few people here and there. But we are up to 22 people on the team. It is crazy. So super big welcome to Andy. I'm so glad you're back. She was on the team before, and I'm just super jazzed that she's back. So yay.
Glad to be back.
And then, oh yeah, and then we had, I've got my incentives form. So let me just make sure, I'm going to pull that up because we had a few people who had some promotions last month and a few people who had some good sales last month. March was definitely a quieter month. Because there was no celebration in that third month, right? And so I think lots of us are used to relying on celebration and that third month of celebration for big sales. So Barbara and Sarah Amuso were the two who had big sales last month. So you guys both got your $5 coupon, which is exciting. So yay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And then this month, in March, actually, Terry, did Casey get it in March or did she get it in April? Oh, you're muted, but I still love you. Hey, Terry, you're muted.
We can hear you.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think it's connecting you. Yep. Nope, it's still muted. Uh-oh. Well, oh, there you are.
You are. I'm gonna put my.
Go ahead, Terry. Oh, nope, now you're muted.
That means I can't use my
There you
phone
go.
right now.
Now we got you.
All right, I turned my phone off. Oh, dang. Stop it. Give me a moment.
Okay. Well, Casey either got to Bronze Elite last month or this month. So we're really excited about that. And I'll look it up and make sure. This month. Okay. So we'll celebrate her next month. So that'll be good. And hopefully she'll be at the meeting too. So, all right. So I wanted to talk through the, I'm going to pin this for everybody. So I'm going to spotlight this. Let's see if we go to speaker. All right, so the sampler that we did, so one of the reasons I was so jazzed about the pieces we got was that we were able to do the four corners with the Blackberry Bliss. So we were able to anchor it. So anytime you're doing a mixed background, like a base color that might be varied, making sure that you can space those out. So I was able to do Blackberry Bliss in the four corners. And then these four were all mint macaron. And then we had one jazzy flirty flamingo from Patsy Palmer. So Sarah Amuso and me and Jill and Terry and Patsy and Kim Caveen and Andy Wilson and Casey Hulskamp and Melissa Ramirez all participated in the
Yay.
and they're gorgeous. And as a reminder, you can totally turn these into note cards. So if making, home decor samplers isn't your jam, realize that you can take these and you can just get a note card and you can totally make a beautiful card with this.
What a lovely flamingo.
What a lovely flamingo. And doesn't it look adorable on this card? So I just think that I wanted to remind you that if samplers aren't your jazz, you can also think of these as artisan trading cards, ATC cards, which are also small scale pieces of art. And one time, many years ago, I participated in an ATC trading card swap at convention. And I remember I got all of these back and I was like, what am I going to do with these? So you can put them in baseball card sleeves, which is really cool because they protect them. But I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know. And then what I realized is that they do, like if you give them just one extra matte piece, they look adorable on a note card. And so anyway, so just know that, if you're wondering like, okay, why would I want to participate in the sampler swap? You make 9 pieces of art, you get 9 pieces back. It's easy to mail. It doesn't cost you a lot of money to get it to me. It doesn't cost me a lot of money to get it to you. And I think that it's something small scale and doable. And then for those of us who do want to frame it, nope, still not working, Terry. Sorry. So then I'm going to show you the other one. I haven't glued these down yet. And I just used the back of the DSP, right, for the base, right? So these are just the white pieces that come behind our DSP. They're like the perfect base. I would highly recommend, by the way, when you're gluing these down on here, measure for sure. It's either 3/4 of an inch or an inch, but usually 3/4 is the magic number. But use a really strong adhesive when you're gluing this to here, because the worst thing in the world is you've got this thing framed on your wall and one of them like falls halfway down. And then you've got to like take the whole thing apart and like re-glue it. So when you're working on gluing them to the base, like use something strong like Seal Plus, tear and tape, liquid adhesive, something good. So let me tell you a little bit about this one. So this was the pet sampler that I did last week. And I know that some of the Southern Sweet Stampers were talking about it because they were like, ooh, we want to see. So I will post pictures of this in our group, but I'm not going to post it for everyone because one, that's the benefit of being on my team. And I want to make sure that I don't give everything I have to like Candy's larger team. As much as I love them, like I have to save something for you guys. But what I did is I made 2 samplers. I made one for dogs and one for cats. And I cut up the pieces. Everybody got a 1/4 pack of the DSP. They got a full bolt of this pet ribbon. And then they got a couple of the little charms. And then I like pre-cut and what I could. So like I punched the cat. So they picked team cat or team dog, and I made them either the dog or the cat sampler. This is the cat one. You just pretend like my little dog's not there. And then the dog one, you'll just see I did very similar style, right? So like here's the dog, there's the cat, right? So like there's the dog piece, here's the dog piece, right? That looks very similar to this. I included some of those little enamel hearts. For the dog, I did happy and I used that velvet paper. For instead of purr, I did love. I could have done woof, but I don't know. I felt like woof was a little too, extreme. I did this little doggy with woof wag love. This is actually like a direct case from the catalog. Actually, this one's a case from the catalog. And this one I just kind of played off of this and did the doggy one. So then I did this one and using that twine. And then I did this one with a little schnauzer and his cute little heart. So what did I sell? Like it was a product-based class. It was $20. And they got, a full pack of the ribbon. They got a 1/4 pack of the paper. And then it was just like some DSP and a couple of trinkets, right? Like it didn't cost me a ton to do it. I sold several packs of velvet paper. I sold the well-written dies, these letter dies, right? Because people are like, oh, those are retiring? Oh dear, I better get that. One person's gonna buy more of this paper, of this playful pet paper because she really wants it. The dog punch is going away. I sold a dog punch, right? So like I tried to incorporate stuff that was carrying over, right? Like the cat's carrying over and the letters are carrying over. But I also tried to really feature some stuff that's retiring, like the ribbon's carrying over, awesome. But some of the other stuff they needed to get now. So I just want to encourage you, Like samplers were not my thing in the beginning, but who wouldn't want a little shrine to their pet, right? Like everybody loves their pet, right? And if you have a pet, everybody loves their pet. And this is like, this is this is awesome, you know? So I just wanted to kind of walk you through, you know, how I did it. I've never done two samplers in one. Like I've never had like two versions of the same sampler. It was definitely more work doing it that way, but I think it was totally worth it this time. So I'll post a picture of both the cat and the dog sampler for you guys, so you can, you know, check it out, and if you want to style something up, you can. Any questions?
No, that's really cute though.
Thanks. It's really sweet. It was really fun. And I can't wait to frame my doggy one. And then the kitty one will just have to go to someone who has a cat because I don't got a cat.
I would like to ask your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Like when you see my little demo tonight, there's a lot of stuff that's no longer available in the catalog. So when you're doing this, I see that you introduce things that are going away. So let's say you repeat this, if you still have enough paper, would you be shy to use items that are no longer available?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I probably can't ever do this one again because the paper's going away. Right.
And the happy.
So yeah, and I mean the happy, I could probably sub something else out for it. The dog punch, I mean that's just a booger. Like I don't know how you get around that, you know. I could have done like I guess I could have like die cut this because it is a die in the set, so I could have like die cut that dog shape, right, and then had a little heart. But I mean that heart's from the dog punch too. Um, so for me, like it's one thing if I'm going to sell it at a market, right? Like it's another thing if I'm going to show people how to make it, you know? Because I want them to buy product. Like that's how I'm measured by Stampin' Up is product, right? And so, and I want to meet Stampin' Up's metrics, right? Like I'm trying to sell product, earn a trip, do my stuff, right? Like, yes, in the end, I mean, like this weekend, I mean, I sold retired product at my garage sale. That's awesome. It's great to have some money in my pocket, you know? And same with craft fairs. Like I sold like, we had a craft fair, virtual craft fair this last week, and I sold like $140 worth of cards. Awesome, you know? But, but in the end, I want them to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. I want them to buy product. I want them to come to class, right? And if people can't buy the stuff that you demo, they're going to be like, well, I guess I can't make that. I guess I can't, like they're going to feel kind of deflated that they can't recreate what you've done. So that's my opinion, but everybody's different. And I also think it's different if you're doing it in-house, like, because everything I'm doing right now is online, right? Like they can't just come over. Like I will keep the dog punch, y'all. Like I'm not getting rid of it. Like it's never going away. But it would be different if I was like making it in-house versus like shipping out kits and stuff too. I think that makes a big difference. Oh, Patsy says she can't get in. Sarah, can you help Patsy?
Yeah, I'll help her.
Thank you.
Um,
I was like, thank you. Okay, so other questions about the samplers du jour? So we don't do a ton of the samplers as a team, right? We'll do another one for Christmas. I think twice a year is probably good enough. But it gives you guys like a flavor for what we're doing. And I think that, I think they're really fun, but if they're not your style, that's okay. I don't want to like, but I do think that you can use them to make cards too. So, cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes. I'm going to have Terry show her thing, and then I'm going to have Sarah talk about some stuff, and then I'm going to Rainbow Sarah, and then Sierra's like, what? And then I'm going to talk a little bit about pre-order and new catalog and all that. So I'm going to unspotlight myself.
And I need the spotlight on the my desk.
Okay, I can do that.
Let's see if I can get that going. Hold on. I haven't done this before, so bear with me. Got to mute.
You're signed into more than one computer. Just mute one and put the volume all the way down. You have to do that to get rid of that squeaky noise.
Yeah, of the other one that's like spitting out the volume. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Marg. You have a really great ceiling though. Thanks, Terry.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yep.
All right. So let me see if I can get my camera going here.
Awesome. You're doing good.
You can, I mean, you can see this, right?
I can see the ceiling. I can see your face.
Hi.
Hey.
Let's see if I can.
Flip us
I
around.
can't. I can't get that to flip around. You know what? I'm gonna go to the other one, the one where I'm sitting right here,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn my phone off.
Got it.
So
There you
let's go back to the screen. I'm just gonna have to hold this up because. Okay, hold on, girls. I apologize.
go.
There you go. That phone is completely turned off. Well, I thought it was.
Yay.
All right, talk amongst yourselves.
That's okay. Marion wants to say
Was Patsy texting you? Because I just texted her and I sent her a Facebook message.
I'm gonna say hi, Marianne.
Hey, oh, there's Patsy. Okay, good. I got ya.
This is my team meeting.
That helped. Because I was
Okay.
testing and it wasn't working.
Okay, so I'm ready.
Okay. Let me.
You know, I have this new computer that I got for Christmas, but I don't think the video is very good. So I mean, can you see me, or is it all cloudy? Because it's cloudy here.
It's a little fuzzy, but I think it's fine.
I can
All
see you.
right.
It's
Okay.
good enough.
So here's what we're gonna do, and I'll let you know what I used. This is one of my staples at my craft shows. They're bookmarks, and I packaged 5 in a package. And of course, this is the discontinued acrylic or acetate bag. That sucks. So I'm going to tell you what I've done. So you know, like you do your cards, and you'll have a strip left over. All right. So let's say you have a 12-inch strip. I cut it to 1 inch. Okay. And you need the heavy cardstock. You really can't do this with like old scrapbooking paper because it's just too flimsy. So you'll take that and you'll cut that in half into 2 6-inch pieces. Okay. Then you'll take those 2 6-inch pieces and you'll score it at 3 and fold it in half. Now there's a reason why you fold it in half. And I'll show you in a moment. From here, I am using, it's called the circle tab punch. Does anybody still have this? Okay, thanks, Sarah. This is invaluable. I use this all the time. And in fact, it's a really good punch to have for marking your books. At least this year they did bring out tabs in our business area of the catalog. But you can use this. So I've already pre-punched everything. So this is going to move kind of fast. So these tabs look like this. Okay, I'm gonna try to use the black background there. They look like this, and they're not scored, but you just, even with one arm, I can do this. You just flip it in half like that. Okay, and you have a couple options here. What you gotta do is you're gonna apply glue here, and you're gonna apply glue here. So let me do that real quick. Now, I like to use all my junky scrapbook paper up. So I find that I always have white and black. I got poop loads of it. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Let's get my hand up here. Got that? I fold it in. Let me move this down. folded end.
Mhm.
Okay, Terry. We're gonna glue this tab to the top of the folded end. We're only gonna take it as tall as to the circle,
Okay.
okay? And then the fun begins. This is where you get to decorate. If you've got old gemstones or just junk laying around, you could probably just put a real cute gemstone right there. But what I did with this, and this is the paper from the ice cream cone. What I did was I took and I punched this little guy. Now this little guy is a 1/2 inch circle. So this was a scrap from the snail mail. It's really
Mhm.
tiny. Okay, so he's going to get a dot. Now I only do design on one side because you only look at one side when you're marking your book. This would be a really good one for you, Sarah, for your book club, if you haven't already done it. So this is it. Can you see? Nice. Keep moving.
I love
So
that
we'll
it's
see
not
that.
a magnet or anything too. It's really
Well, let me tell you what's cool about it. Remember how I said you put the tab right at the top of the bend? Well, you don't actually get to open that up all the way. So this bend right here cinches, so I can put a piece of paper in there and it's not going to fall out
Oh, okay, because it fits up into it.
because it fits up in there. So it locks your bookmark in there. Oh, it's going to fall out now. But it cinches the book. It cinches the page. So I also thought I'd do this one too, because it was weird because Melissa did the pet paper. So I did the pet paper. I loved it. So, and then we're gonna do one other one real quick. And then I punched out some black scrap. So there's a lot of black in this guy.
Was that from the Christmas catalog?
The black
One
paper
before
is
that.
no, this one here was the Pampered Pets.
Yeah, Playful Pets. It's in the annual
Playful
catalog.
The punch though from before.
Oh,
It
been
went
a
away
while.
like
A
it
year.
went away a couple seasons ago, I think.
Yeah.
So there's black. Now we're doing black. I don't really know where my camera is on this thing there. So that's black. Now what I did was, instead of using the 1/2 inch punch, I used a red scallop. And there's a 1 inch scallop that's available. So we're gonna give this a nicer look. Glue.
Yes. So if you don't have that, what would you suggest?
I
Well,
would
you can
suggest
just,
you borrow it from me.
you know, it's there.
It's a
I'll be
punch.
honest. I don't.
I'm
Okay,
not
so I have.
it's like this is
Isn't
not.
that cute? Now wait, one
Oh,
more step,
yeah.
and then one more, and then because if I was giving this to like a friend who just had a book club, I might add the 1/2 inch black circle to that,
Oh, I like that.
and then because it's a dog,
Papa?
I might drop that circle instead of putting it right on the black. I might drop that just to give it some depth. I might drop that dog down just a little bit. You'll see what I did. So I dropped him down a little bit.
Oh,
It was just cute.
Cute.
Yeah,
awesome.
simple. And it's a great way. It's just a great way to use up your stash.
How much do you sell them for, Terry?
I sell mine. There's 5, and you know, it takes a while to make these. I won't lie to you, but it's a great TV time product. I sell 5 for $1.25.
Yeah, I mean, that's a super affordable price, right?
Yeah.
At craft fairs, it's always smart to have a range of prices on your products, right? You always want to have things that are cheap, $1, $2, right? And then you can have some more expensive items, but some of those dollar items are a great way to lure in like kids because the kids are like, I want to buy something for my teacher, right?
Right.
For Christmas or teacher appreciation.
Well,
And
you know what I get? I get a lot of teenagers buying them for their classmates.
yeah.
That's where I sell the most. And every once in a while, I will get I'll just get someone who has a purple hat club or whatever they call it, or I'll get somebody that's teachers give to teachers. Now, what I did, I'm just going to show it on the other side. This is scrap. So I mean, you make up a dog paw. Dogs were a really good seller.
Yeah.
Now, what's fun is, remember we had that really cool Halloween paper, not this year, but the year before, and it had all those little tiny frogs.
Oh yeah.
I have literally, I have probably 150 of those punched and ready to go when I do another batch of them. Right now, I don't know if you're familiar with Longaberger, but I have the big Longaberger picnic basket. It is loaded with these bookmarks, and one's cuter than the next. So what I did was I just used an oval punch. You can use any kind of punch, and I took. Do you remember this guy? You could print words, any kind of words.
Yeah.
Have one.
Keep it. This is invaluable. So I just punch out bookmark, and then I only ink the part that says bookmark, and then it's just kind of cool. You have that old type, and then I have these crunky old gems from my craft days gone by. I never got rid of them, and they make them pop. You need something cheap and inexpensive to make them pop. Hello, Michaels. So yeah. So there you go.
I think that's a great gift. It's great, inexpensive, entry point. It's something you could make and send to people. You could make a bookmark and slip it into every card you send, every catalog you send, right? Like, there's so many cute ideas for this project. And I think that it's stamped ink and paper. It's the essence. And it's a great use of retired product. Like,
People can mark their catalogs with them.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I recently, if I may say, I apologize for taking up too much time, but I recently did it in February, and I'm very late because I'm not used to being a big team leader. I did a challenge for Casey. At the time, I just had Casey, and I had Denise, and I said whoever did the most random act of kindnesses, I would send them a little something. Well, you saw Denise posted it on our site this week, but I did send her. I sent her a package of the bookmarks, and I sent her, I had 2 chocolate. They both tied. Can you believe it? They both did exactly 50. So I sent them both a chocolate bar that I had wrapped for February, because I'm not going to eat it. Shame on me. It was really hard not to eat it, I got to tell you. But I sent them something different that they probably wouldn't buy themselves. I sent them some black dimensionals. So one of them got the minis, one of them got the regular.
That's,
I think it was appreciated. I know Denise appreciated.
yeah.
So
No, I know anybody would. Come on, guys. We love Happy Mail.
I love Happy Mail,
right? It's better than a bill, So thank you all. Thank you, Terry. That was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I just want us to think about, what are ways that we can use up our supplies, and share a little creativity. I think that project's a great project to do with like Girl Scouts. They can all do that, like punch, glue, we can do that,
That's true. And you'll appreciate this. I have where's Jennifer Jenkins when you need her? So I have a Mickey cup, and this has all of my 1-inchers.
Smart.
And anything that's 1 inch and below. And then I go back and do the scrappy strips, or these. Yeah.
And they're just 1 inch wide, right, Terry?
1 inch.
Yeah.
And you always have 1 inch or 2 inches left over.
Yeah.
You're gonna, out of 1 inch, you get 2 bookmarks.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But you're gonna have to find this punch.
Yeah, well, or borrow it from one of us who has it, right? Like
yeah, well, if anyone wants, you can speak up now if you want, but if anyone wants me to look for one, I have a store here in St. Louis called the Checkered Cottage, and they have a reseller area. And oftentimes there's a Stampin' Up! Punch. And if there's one there, I'd be glad to pick it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's much cheaper than catalog.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Terry. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks for the crafty inspiration. So I wanted to talk about, for those of us who went to On Tour, quite a few of us did, we got the Etched in Nature stamp set. As you probably saw, Stampin' Up! It will be giving us a credit for a stamp set on our first demonstrator order in after the catalog goes live, so May 4th. Just realize that this first stamp set you put on your order, you want to be for the value of this stamp set, which I think was 20. But I'll go back and confirm that. But I wanted to show you, even though we aren't able, because they've actually deactivated this product number. So if your set was fine, awesome. But right now it will not be orderable for customers. But I wanted to show you the project I made because mine actually turned out okay. And I just want to show you that you never know when something you send will be saved or something you swap will be saved. So this is a swap from Jamie, who used to be on Candy's team. It's an older swap. And it's in my covet box. Those of you who know me well know that I allow myself to keep a small number of cards that I will never ever get rid of. And this is one of them. I've always loved it. And when I saw this bird, I was like, I wonder. So I came up with my own version of the card, right? And tried to model, right? So cased it in terms of, shape and look, right? But did my own little version with the birdie. And I just used the blender pen on mine, and he seemed to come out really well. It's not as pretty as hers, but it is a lovely imitation. And what cracked me up was the other card that she had given me at the time that I saved could also be done with this like greenery here. So this just kind of cracked me up that, I don't know, things come around, right? So, but I just wanted to encourage you, like if this stamp set, if yours is totally trash and it's not working at all, maybe try it on the Stamparatus. I've heard people have had a lot more success with it that way. I would say, don't toss it yet. Play with it, see if you can get it to work. Maybe they will figure out whatever was going on with the production of it and release it again. There are some that were perfectly fine. And then there were others that were cut wrong. Mine was actually one of the ones that was cut wrong. And then there were others that weren't etched enough. So the image wasn't actually coming out in detail. But anyway, so that's the stamp set from On Tour that we got our hands on for those of you that didn't go to On Tour and maybe didn't know about it. Other than that, I think we got some good training, and we definitely got some challenges. I'm going to have Sarah, Rainbow Sarah, talk about the paper share. Let me replace you. I'll let you do that.
Okay. Okay, so I ran a paper share for the last spring catalog. So I know a few of you got that, and hopefully you liked how it was all packaged and labeled. I had a good time putting it together. So Melissa is allowing me to run a paper share for the new catalog. It's going to be 10 sets of the new DSP. So most of the designs, not the one that's all in color or, tone on tone, and not the foil, like all foil papers, but all the pattern papers. So 10 different sets, and it'll be $36, and you'll get the 6x12 sheets. So you get one 6x12 of each design in 10 sets for $36, and then $8 to ship it if you're not local. And if you RSVP by May 10th, hopefully I can send them all out by May 20th.
Yay! I'm excited. It's a really nice way to get a little bit of all the paper. And Sarah, you did a wonderful job last time, like labeling everything. And I think everyone who got the paper share last time really appreciated it. It was very well done, and I appreciate that. I will be rotating. This is definitely something that I no longer want to do. Like I will not be doing this, but it is something I will be rotating among team members. And so I'm going to approach someone else for the holiday catalog. And we'll definitely rotate it around and like make sure we give everybody, some opportunities to do this. But how many people are going to share? 4 in a share, right? Yeah.
Yep, 4. Mm-hmm.
So that's also good to know in case you want to run your own share for your business, right? Like Sarah has ran the numbers in a way that could be duplicatable for customers as well, right? So she's saying like, look, this is the price. And if you wanted to charge, you know that your customers are not going to buy, I mean, how much is that up? $160 worth of paper? They're not going to buy $160 worth of paper. But you also know you've got people who really, really want to have a little bit of everything, right? And we know the papers in this catalog are gorgeous.
Is that going to include the sparkle vellum?
No, it's not going to have the specialty DSPs, just all the pattern DSPs.
Okay.
Yeah. And you put the full list on the Facebook group, right, Sarah? Excellent. Awesome job. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I got on my pre-order. I don't know what everybody got access to. And I know that I'm not going to be showing it off to my customers until the catalog goes live. Like I'm trying to get them to buy from the retired catalog right now. So just, FYI. Let's see, replace spotlight. Let's do this. Okay. So the ombre bags are super pretty. So pretty. And I think they give you a really good sense of the color and how the color, how these in colors fill holes and needs in our current color palette. So Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent both have gray undertones. Oh, and something's going on. Sorry.
Hello.
I was like, hello. I see that. Low power mode. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So there we go. All right. So Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent both have gray undertones, so they fulfill a need that we need for a gray undertone. Like we don't have greens that have these gray undertones. Pale Papaya, as I thought, was going to be a beautiful sunset color. There's a really great demonstrator on Demonstrator Planning Place who made a sunset out of these three colors. She did like Pale Papaya and then the polished pink and then the fresh freesia. Oh, it was pretty. And the polished pink is a really true girl pink. It's not like a hot pink and it's not like petal pink or blushing bride. You guys know I don't like that color anyway. And then I'm hoping fresh freesia is just another opportunity for us to have a better light purple than purple posy. I think that when purple posy went south, I think they were like, darn. And so I feel like this is a better opportunity for that. So I'm really excited about the new in colors. If you haven't seen the gems, they're gorgeous and there's large and small and they're really pretty. These are the boxes, the little craft boxes. Okay, so little, they're not little, as you can see. They're 3.5 by 3.5. But they have this scalloped edge and they're gold, they're craft with gold dots. And they're really cute. They go together a little unusual. I'll show you on the lid part. So it's like, I've never seen a box go together like this before. They're 3-pronged. Oh Lord, I don't want to break that. Hold on. Okay, and once they're together, apparently they're together really well. Okay, here. So they have this big flat base. Like these are really big. So what this does, I think, by having these really big bottom pieces and the top is the same way, is it makes them really sturdy and they actually can support like weight in here. So they would be perfect for like a stack of cookies or even like, a cupcake could go in here. Of course, they're food safe, but they're really pretty. I missed some of our craft stuff. Like I've always loved Stampin' Up's craft envelopes, craft, all of our craft stuff I've always loved. And so I'm really glad they brought this back, but it's like really sophisticated with the gold dots and the scallop trim. So anyway, this is really cute. Wanted to point that out. The other thing I wanted to show, I was telling Kathleen about this. So there is a paper pack. I know, hold your pants because this is like the most violent of all the patterns. But this is the Hostess paper pack. So for once, and I haven't seen this in a very long time, if ever, we have paper that they can get with their Hostess rewards instead of a stamp set. So this is a really interesting pack of paper because each side has black and white on the back. and it is huge. It has 36 or 48. Is it 48 pieces?
48.
8. Yeah, 48 pieces of paper. This is insane. I've never seen a 12 by 12 pack this big for free. Or it's like $18 for Hostess rewards. So there's black and white on this one. And then you can see, I mean, there's some pretty busy patterns, but the black and white is really pretty on the back. And so each of these has a flip side. One of the other things I was telling Kathleen that I noticed was that there's some prints and patterns and color combos that we haven't seen yet. And I think that they're going to coordinate with like maybe the spring catalog or the winter catalog, because we this is part of the annual catalog. So this paper, like these hearts are adorable, but this paper is going to go through the whole year, right? So thinking about, you know, what could you do with, like, these leaves are really cute. This makes me hopeful for the fall catalog. There's like a cheetah leopard print, which is cute. We know that coordinates with that wildcat theme paper. There's a really pretty pink stripe, and then there's some other like small stripes. There's some green with some polka dots. There's a really pretty blue damask, but I really like this kind of sketchy black and white thing. There's this really pretty yellow kind of rose, and then a buffalo check, which I knew that Kathleen would die. It's gorgeous, and I'm so happy that we got some black and white buffalo check. The polka dots, these are really soft and pretty. I think it's Pool Party with a cool fun print on the back. And then that's it. So it's a lot of paper. So thinking about like, what are ways that we could use this paper? Could we use it as an incentive, right? Could we get a pack and split it 4 ways and use it for bring a friend incentive, or, right? Because a lot of our customers might not get to $150 in Hostess benefits themselves, right? You could also do where like everybody who orders, you know, $50 on a Hostess code gets a 4th a pack of this. Because think about that, that's, you know, you get 4 of the, like if you get 4 orders, that's $200. Well, you easily afford this pack, right? And then you can give that out. And this is people like paper for sure. And in this case, they would actually get a whole 12 by 12 sheet. Now, do you want to ship that? Probably not. But just thinking about, you know, you could, of course, cut it into 4ths, or you could cut it into halves, right? And do it that way. And then they could get 2 sheets of each one, which is really nice. So just, you know, getting your wheels turning about this paper. I had to get it because I was like, I must know. It's 48 sheets. We've never had anything like this. I had no idea that the backside was all black and white. And I think that's just stunning. And I will probably default to the black and white side for everything. But the other thing to think about too is if you're planning classes, I mean, one, this is a really cheap thing to do, but think about having 4 sheets of the same paper, right? What does that do for your card prep, right? That means you can get a lot of cards out of this. You could do a card class where you make like whole card bases out of DSP, right? And you could get a 12 out of here. Like, you have the opportunity to really use this paper. You know, I don't think it's hoardable other than probably the buffalo check, Kathleen, just FYI. But, and I really like the fall leaves, but I think that it's very usable, and I think that our customers will really like it. And it goes with a lot of different colors as well, the color side does. So questions so far?
So it's $18 in the catalog under the Hostess category.
Yeah.
And you have to have a $150 show.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or on the pre-order, it was 20.
It was 30 in the pre-order.
It was
30? I thought it was 22 or something like that. 20.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly order that and not even look at the price possible.
Yeah. I definitely was hesitant. I don't like buying Hostess things, but I really felt like I needed to get my hand on it. I wanted to see it, you know, and I felt like it was an important thing. So a couple of the things that we found out, the linen paper, this is from Encore, and I don't think, there's no way that I would have known this. The linen paper is really beautiful, and you can color it, of course, and do lots of things, but it has an adhesive backing on it. And so just know that there's this like backing that you can pull off and it becomes adhesive. So if you're thinking about like, oh, that'd be really cool to like cut out and use, you know, like just start thinking about like, what could I use adhesive backed, you know, like what kind of die cut, you know, that I would want to do that. And then I got the rainbow glimmer paper, well, because, you know, come on, it's rainbow glimmer paper, but it's really pretty. The ombre, not rainbow, the ombre specialty. I wanted to show you guys that.
Ombre was glitter, Melissa?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
yeah, look at that.
Ooh, I
But
didn't realize that.
that's like, I mean, that's shiny. Super shiny. So there's, I know, but I think this is polished pink. I don't remember.
That looks like my hair.
Yeah, girl, like this is like, I thought it was,
Melissa, is
matches
it
me.
glittery or is it shimmery?
It's
Does it make sense?
yeah, girl. It is, okay, so it's not, it's like our new glimmer paper, right?
Okay.
It isn't chunky, so nothing's gonna fall off, right? Does that make
Okay.
sense? So you
Yeah.
can die cut it, you can bend it, nothing's gonna come off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like our new, because that probably has been reformulated since you were here. So our new glimmer papers don't chunk off, like
Okay.
yeah, so you can die cut it, you get a really smooth cut, nothing's gonna like go away. But yeah, this is like serious stuff. And then the purple is also like, and it's, I mean, it's serious. Like you can knock someone out with this shit.
Melissa, those are all colors that I dye my hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the next one. You're gonna be like,
Yeah,
"What?
I will do that one. Yeah,
Yeah, this-
absolutely.
Now there's no green, so then the next one is yellow. And it is intense. Like it is beautiful. But this is, I mean, this is some seriously pretty paper. Like I got it and Miriam was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I know. I will say this, I don't think the blue one is ombre enough. Like I don't know if there's like, I don't know. I don't think it's ombre enough. I still think it's beautiful and it's got a lot of flecks of like blue and dark blue. It's really beautiful, but it's not ombre as much like the other ones. And it's going to be hard for you to use a full run of ombre paper, right? Like, I mean, unless you do, this is like an inside liner in a card, or you do a Z fold or something like that, that shows like the full ombre effect, right? Like, you know, you might use a piece of the ombre and then you might like use some of this dark to do something else.
But if you punch like a series of the same flower or heart,
that's
you'll
true.
get the ombre colors. You can lay them out on a
Yeah,
card.
from the light and the dark and the, yeah, for sure. The blue, I think you just won't get as much. I mean, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but the blue is definitely not, to me, it doesn't look as ombre as the rest. So the yellow is really well ombre. I know it's hard to show up on TV, but whatever. Okay, and then let me see. Just wanted to show you, like, if you haven't seen the Genial Gems, they're really beautiful. They have those flecks in them, the gold flecks that we had in those Christmas ones, and I really liked those. So that makes me happy. And then what else did I get that was exciting? I did get the two Memories and More card packs, and you guys know I'm always down with the Memories and More. So I want to tell you the difference between the two. So the hand-penned Memories and More is definitely for card making. It has 2 of every card in here, and it's definitely appropriate for a card making class. The What a Year Memories and More card pack features a lot of the new in colors. It's really fun. It's really bright. It's adorable. It is not necessarily made for card making. It is more to document your week, you know, your year. So it's got week stickers. It's got like little like number stickers for the number of weeks of the year. It's got day stickers. I mean, it's a really fun set, but it's really made for the memory keeping. So I just wanted to kind of like alert you, but it is, I mean, these are adorable, y'all. Like, I mean, you and me, there's like little scissors, good times, rainbows. You know, I think it's got several scissors, which I think are really cute. It's got a giant honeybee, so you know I'm in, right? Like it's Melissa. It does have really cute, you know, large pieces that I think could be used for cards. It's got, you know, really cool clouds. I think it's really cute. The pink wood grain's really cute. It's a beautiful set. I'm just, it's definitely more memory keeping. And I just wanted you, you know, to know, because I know not all of you guys will get these, like, and you'll kind of wonder. And there's only one of each card in here, not two, like the other memories and more. So you get more variety, which is really cool, but which is really good for memory keeping, right? But you're not going to be able to like split it and make two sets of cards, or, you know, I don't know, like, anyway, pluses and minuses for sure, but I just wanted to kind of point that out because I know most of you don't, you know, get them. I'll definitely be doing a class around one or both of them. But it just might not be, you know, for everybody, but the pen is really pretty too. So, okay, so we are still in pre-order right now. So just FYI, as a reminder, Paper Pumpkin is the baseball theme. So if you're down with baseball, great. If you're not, but someone you know is, think about that, right? So make sure that like you advertise the baseball set, because it might not be your jam, but it might be somebody else's. And you want to make sure that you know, don't close things out. I know Ann Weiser on our team called me because she works for the Cubs, or she did. And so she's got lots of baseball friends. And so she's like, we're doing a thing. I'm ordering 8. All my friends are getting one. It's going to be so awesome. Like, so you never know who's going to be excited about a kit and who's going to, you know, want to do something. So, you know, don't close out on something just because it's not your style or your thing. So, oh, I really like that one. Love grows here. That's really cute. So questions about the new catalog. I'm sure everybody has seen by now that the holiday catalog is delayed, right? Kathleen, you raised your hand. What's up, girl?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, how is Anne ordering 8 of the baseball paper pumpkins? Is she soliciting other people to get for her?
It's a very good question. So we talked about 3 different schemes that Anne could run in order to buy 8 kits, right? So I was like, you're a paper pumpkin consultant in the room, right? I was like, all right, let me tell you. So option 1 is that she waits until May 7th if she wants to get them at $5 a piece. She has all of her friends' email addresses. She creates paper pumpkin accounts for them. And I know, and then she uses her credit card, right? And she just like puts it in and like boom, 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 and she gets them at $5 a piece. I don't think Anne cares enough to save that much money. So option 2 is she could just order 8 kits on hers, right? You can order multiple kits on your paper pumpkin. You just pay for them, right? But in that case, she would have to ship them to everybody once she got them. And that kind of sounds like a pain. Anne's not really interested in that. So then option 3 is she gets a whole bunch of 1-month subscription prepaid codes. Like she gets those 8 and she sends them to her friends and she says, hey, I got you this gift. Go ahead and sign up, you know, and make sure you do it by May 10th. And there you go. So she said that felt the most gifty to her because she wanted to do this as a gift. And I said, well, realize that when they sign up, they're still going to have to put their credit card information in, even though they've got a prepaid code. And I said, so it's a gift, but there's still kind of a caveat. And she's like, okay. And I said, so the most gifty would be like you ordering them all and shipping them out later, but she doesn't have to deal with that, which I don't blame her. So, you know, if everybody's local, that's cool. But those are kind of the 3 best options. And that's a really good question, Kathleen.
Cool. Thanks for looking.
What's this $5 per kit thing?
Yeah, so this is fascinating. So Paper Pumpkin did this like, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. They did it where they did $5 paper pumpkins if you've never been a subscriber before. But the only way that they know that you've been a subscriber is by your email address. So let's say that you have someone who's subscribed to Paper Pumpkin before. but they haven't, like they have an extra email address, like they left, right? And you're trying to convince them to come back. Have them sign up with a new email address. It'll start on May 7th. They have a certain number of kits that they're going to sell at $5 a piece. When they run out of those, they run out of them. So May 7th is the magical day that we will want to have people do that. So I am going to reach out to some of my past customers that I know have dropped. I've got one in particular in mind. She has a little boy in baseball. And so like, I want to be like, hey, you know, use an alternative email address. I have definitely gamed the system and done this for myself. I'm now officially out of email addresses. So, you know, I have definitely done this, and, you know, it's definitely something that, you know, I feel bad about. You know, again, you're going to offer a $5 paper pumpkin. It's a great deal, you know? And
When you work the system there, whose address are you using with their
Same.
address, with their email, but whose address?
same mailing address. Paper Pumpkin does not check your mailing address. They
Just
only
just your email.
Yep.
Okay.
So, which is totally weird. So trust me, I know. That's why Marianne had Paper Pumpkin for a while, and still does actually because of that. It was like some deal. And then a few years back, Jonathan had Paper Pumpkin for a while. So I was like, hey, honey, by the way, you're getting Paper Pumpkin. He was like, okay, you know. And they've offered incentives in the past, like sign up a new customer, you know, like get, you know, extra flex points. I don't know, like they've done lots of deals over the last 7-8 years. And so, you know, all I'm saying is they only know it's you if you use the same email address. So, and $5 kit is a really good deal. So, you know, and it's a great deal for your customers, especially those that left and come back. So, oh, I have to smell her hand. That's lovely. It doesn't smell as good as you think it does, but shoo. She took a shower. We're very excited about that. Woo-hoo.
I use shampoo bar.
Oh, shampoo bar. Yes. Shoo.
I'm just gonna say good night.
Oh, good night. From
Good
the
night.
good night from the
Bye,
hand.
Ann.
2 hands.
2 hands. Clean hands. Thank
Clean
goodness.
hands.
So funny.
High school weekend.
Okay.
Can you
So-
remind me when the last day is to do a pre-order?
Yes. Well, I think the day before the catalog goes live, right? Like, I don't think that there's a restriction.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
thought it was in April.
think
okay.
it should be like May 3rd then, right? If this goes live on the 4th. But that's a good question. I would definitely want to check that. Like, I wouldn't like take me for gospel on that.
I can look it up too. I was just wondering if you knew it off the top of your head.
Yeah, and then the other thing I wanted to show you guys, there's a new feature on DBWS, and I wanted to show you for those of you who are on DBWS, there's a new feature, and I'm going to show it to you on the laptop. So let me actually share my screen. So there's a new My Projects tab, and you can share your personal projects on a page on your website, which is really nice. So if you don't have a blog and you don't want to do a blog, but you still want to be able to share your projects and have kind of a landing page, this is a really sweet way to do it. You can do a card at the top, and then you can have a bunch of your other cards down here. So I've got a bunch of my cards. And then when they click on one, it'll show them like any kind of description that I put in. I just put some like measurements. And then I use the add to cart button because I want people to add it all to their cart, right? So they can like click add to cart and then Shazam, hopefully they're buying all the good stuff. And then what that does is it defaults you as their demonstrator, which is really cool when they click the add to cart button.
Did you have to put the add to cart button in there?
Yes.
The descriptions?
Yeah, actually, it's really easy. So if you go to manage my DBWS and you let it load for a second, because it definitely is still a little slow, then you go to business and you go to resource library. And you're going to go to my files because you're going to add a file, like you're adding a resource. And you see I've got a lot of projects in here, and you're going to do add a shareable, and you're going to title it. And then you're, so, you know, sample card, right, or whatever. And you're going to pick your image type, like I did an image, and then I'm going to choose my file, right? So whatever picture I want to upload. And then I'm going to put a description in, and that'll go on there too. And then for shareable link, I picked add to cart. And then there's this option that says publish to my projects page. So I'm going to publish it as to my projects page. And then for every item I want to add, so let's say I was going to do playful pets, I would search, and now there will be a moment here where the new catalog stuff will not be in here yet. So we'll need to wait until May 4th for the new catalog items to show up. So just know that we're like in this, you know, we've got all the retired stuff in here, but we don't have all of the returning stuff. So I'll just like check mark that. And then I might want to check mark the dies and, you know, whatever else, right? And then I'll submit, and then I'm going to actually not submit this one. But then it'll create that. Let me go back over here, and it'll create this really nice, you know, piece, right? And apparently I didn't do any products on that one. So that's, oh no, I did. Okay, good. I thought I did. Oh yeah. Whew. Okay. So now it creates this really cool shopping cart, right? So this is something that for those of you who like, you're like, I don't want to do a blog, but I want to be able to share my card recipes or really nice pictures of my cards, or I want to make it easy for people to shop a card, you know, kind of everything I use. Now, I will tell you, I don't put everything. Like, I don't put the mini cut and emboss machine, and I don't put scissors and glue, and right, like this is just like the absolute like core pieces. Thanks, just right there. This is like the absolute, you know, core pretty stuff that they need to do this, right? So you'll notice this isn't everything they need, right? But it's a good, you know, representative, you know, like this one. I mean, I did, you know, paper and that, right? Like not a lot, you know. I don't want to overwhelm people. So, well, there's the playful pet one. Oh, so cute. So questions about this? I think this is a really cool new feature that they put in. This is definitely something that, you know, we've been asking for. And for me, it's helpful because I'm doing these Facebook Lives and I want something that I can use. Because the other cool thing you can do is from here, which I don't really, cancel. I was like, I really don't want to do that. So what you can do from here is if you have a shareable, you can actually save it to, you can save it to Pinterest. And then when you save it to Pinterest, it saves it and it's clickable. So if people find it on Pinterest, it's actually going to add all those items to their cart, which is kind of cool because then you've got some built-in marketing, right? And so
explain that again, please.
Mhm.
So you went from, okay, we have the shareable link
Yeah.
with the photograph.
Yeah.
And then your next step might be what now? How do you get that to Pinterest?
Yeah, so you click the Pinterest button, and because on the backside of DBWS, I've told it what my Pinterest, like I've given it permission, which is, I can show you that in a second. But anyways, once you do that, then you pin it to Pinterest, you pick whatever board you want to post it on. So maybe I want to post it on Love It, Chop It, or I don't know, one of my, you know, All Things Crafty. Sure, let's save it on All Things Crafty. So I've saved it on All Things Crafty, and I want to go see that pin right now. So I'm over on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cute. You know, if I was, you know, somebody who wanted to, you know, find this, right, then I would click that, and it's going to send them right here to my project with my name and the directions and the add to cart.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That's cool. When did they do that? Because I checked my DBWS, but I didn't see an update.
Yeah, they literally, I feel like they announced it like last week or the week before. It was in, I want to say that it was like, here, on April 8th, my projects page on DBWS. Here's the announcement.
Darn.
Yeah, but it didn't go in a weekly update. And I think that's a mistake. I might mention it to Chad and tell him like, I think it needs to go in a weekly update because I think a lot of people missed it. I mean, those of us that are like DBWS dorks are like on it, right? I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. It can do something else, you know, but yeah, it's a pretty cool feature. Questions, comments?
I have a question. I have my hand raised.
Hey, what's up, Jill?
So what happens when the catalog retires and your projects on Pinterest, wherever, you know, what happens then with that shop to that cart, add to cart stuff?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So one of those projects is the Level Leaves, which I think that one I converted to a go to my store. Like
Okay.
I changed it. I'm wondering if there's another one I have that's retired that I've linked it to. Because I was kind of having that thought the other day. I was like, man, should I put this much work into one
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
is gonna have like, you know, retired items?
Right.
And so, for instance, this one, let me see if I pin this, and I'll pin it to Christmas. I'm going to test it real quick and see. See it now. I pin this and I click this, what happens? Because it's definitely got some retired stuff. I mean, it feels, it thinks that it can add everything to the cart. Can it? Well, a couple of these things are on sale. Actually, that's hilarious.
So it already changed it.
Yeah, it knows the sale price and everything too. You know what's funny is most of the things that I actually made that card with are like either on the clearance rack right now or they're not gone.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'll test it and see what happens if there's one that's like gone. I'm not sure. I haven't been using this well because they just enhanced this last year. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find something that's gone. But let me look and see. And I'll definitely let you know.
Okay.
Oh, you know what it does? I found one. It just takes away those items. So what it does is it just says like, you know, you like originally you had this coffee cup set on the product list and now that's just not part of the recipe anymore. Like it just takes them out.
Okay.
So
That's beautiful.
yeah. So, and Kathleen, for sure. I mean, DBWS it's something that like I refuse to pay for my website. I refuse to pay, right? Like there's a lot of things I refuse to pay for. DBWS is one of those things that I pay for because I get random orders based on my zip code. And so when people are looking for a demo near them, and so for instance, during Celebration, I had a woman buy a prepaid paper pumpkin a year, so a $220 order. I didn't know her. It was actually her husband who placed the order. She wanted paper pumpkin for a year. He got her paper pumpkin for a year. I haven't met her. I don't know her from Adam, right? It's a huge, I mean, that just paid for itself, right? You know, for many, many months over. And I would say at least once a quarter, I get a random order from somebody. Not every month, but once a quarter.
Don't you do a lot of sponsored ads on Facebook through Stampin' Up?
It's not sending them to C2C. It's not sending them to my Stampin' Up. They're literally finding me because of the zip code.
Yeah.
Plus, I'll say when I was relocating from California to Texas, I searched for who was in Austin, and then your website and Sarah's website had events. So that's how I found you two, started going to your classes, and then voila.
I mean, and that's how the other Sarah found me. I mean, that's how Patricia Witter joined my team. I'd never met her before. I was out at ACL. I got an email. Someone's joined your team. I'm like, Patricia Witter.
That's
Like,
how I found Barbara found me that way because she was looking for events.
It's so funny. And people will, I mean,
Wow.
people will randomly join your team, like with no preconceived conversation. I was like, I don't even know you. We've never chatted.
I feel like you ladies just get strike luck. Like I don't think anyone would put a 12-month paper pumpkin randomly. Like I just
You never know.
I don't know.
It's
People
really funny. And
people in my neck of the woods are crazy. So
one of the things is Kathleen, I would go on the demonstrator planning place and put your zip code in and see who is close to you and see if you've got any competition. Because
Got it.
that is something like Jill and I have the same zip code. And I'm sure Jill's really excited that I'm going to have a new zip code soon because he's going to be the best down over in this neck of the woods. And I'm going to be in a new hood with my own zip code. So
No, ma'am, I don't like you leaving my hood.
I had someone buy, they wanted to give their demonstrator a Christmas gift. I'm sure the demonstrator was thrilled, but they wanted to give her a Christmas gift. So they ordered for me and gave it to their demo.
Stop it.
I just want to order from you and add to your sales. But I was like, how'd you find me? What are you doing? And she's like, well, I have a demonstrator, but I just wanted to give her a Christmas gift. So she spent $80 with me. When
Oh my God.
like,
That-
do that again.
Yes.
oh my gosh, that's by far the funniest thing I've heard.
So I'm going to tell Kathleen, full disclosure here, I've had it since I started, and I have not had anything come back to me. But I do know, because I've checked all of the demos in my area, that I at least have classes on my DBWS. None of them do. And I go to 3 different zip codes to find that, and no one does. So if someone's searching, they're going to say that, oh yeah, well, she's active. And then the other thing is that I'm really excited about what introduced the new program introduced by Melissa tonight, because I think that will certainly put us over the edge for people coming. I get a lot of visits to my website, but I don't get a lot of DBWS website visits, or at least I can't tell. And I want to say, Melissa, I was just thinking, maybe they did not make a weekly announcement about the change in the DBWS because they didn't want to be overpowered at first. They're just going to see how the first kinks work out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's possible for sure. I think many times that they're working to get something out because they're so excited about it, but they don't think about the consistency of how they're distributing information, and I think that we tend to look at the weekly updates, but we tend to not look at the other kind of in-between announcements. And so it's easy to miss those for sure. So, so anyway, I thought I would show that off. I'm going to end the recording soon. If anybody has any questions or anything, I'll see.
Yeah, I got one more.
Yeah.
I know Celebration seems like it was eons ago, but some of the things that they were doing was based on your sales you got CSV. Is that ending tomorrow? Is it the 20th?
I think so.
Yeah.
I got an email and I went back and I looked and I had already used it, but yeah, if you go into your rewards tab and make sure that you don't have any money there. That's from, I'm trying to remember what it says for Celebration. I can go in and look, but
You said the rewards tab?
Yeah. So it's under your reports, and then you
Okay.
have reward reports. And then you'll see, I can share my screen. I have no problem showing you this.
Don't lose that money, you guys.
Yeah, well, so there was some weird ones that went through that were forfeited. Like,
yeah, I asked them about that because I was on the phone with them when I looked at it, and it was some weird mistake that they made, but just keep going down.
$100.
Yeah, I know, forfeited though. Well, actually that one was redeemed, I think. No, that one was forfeited. I don't remember.
I don't think it was really forfeited. I think it was just a glitch in their system.
Yep.
Because then if you did get $20 from Celebration, you got it farther down.
Yeah.
I was looking on the
And
phone.
realize some of these are from like last Celebration too, guys.
That's
So like,
funny.
I'm showing you like old ones, but basically I went through here and like clicked open each and every one of them to make sure that I didn't not use something, because these will come up as you have a demo order, right? You can only redeem these on demo orders. Then these will come up on a demo order and you'll be able to you know, once you hit that, so like, let's say that your order goes over $40, it'll say, do you want to go ahead and redeem, you know, this credit that you have. And then this is the new quarterly title product credit. So this is new for silver and above, I believe, or silver and elite. One of them's one and one of them's the other. But there are some quarterly title product credits as well. So just, yeah, go into this reward report under your My Reports,
Okay.
and you'll be able to find that there. So, and it's the first page, the product credit page. So, and then for those that are silver elite and above, we get a free event registration. So they keep track of that here. And then the incentive trip tracker is here. And then our old flex reports that we don't use anymore because we don't get flex reports anymore, that's in here too. So,
Oh.
Got it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had
Good call about that. Kathleen, will you post a little like GIF picture, something, a reminder about that so that people make sure to use their credits by tomorrow on our team page?
Sure.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
Another good
Do we have a new incentive?
Oh, for next month. Yeah, good call. Thank you. Yes, and then Sarah, I saw Sarah's hand. I saw Sarah's hand. I saw Patsy's hand. Yes, so continue onward and I'll tell you this. Questions?
You want me to tell you my thing?
Yeah,
So
go.
I've been on with the chat a lot lately because somehow my people do not know how to use a hostess code. So I just wanted to mention to everybody, in case you don't know, if somebody puts an order in and forgets to put it on a hostess code, you can just go on the chat, give them the order number and the hostess code, and like 1, 2, 3 the other day I got it added in there. I even demoed it at the last club, but for some reason people do not know how to use their hostess code. It's in such a weird little spot that you don't see it.
I know. I do that constantly. And I actually had an order today that was supposed to go through and it still hadn't gone through. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I contacted the customer and they were like, oh no, I placed it, but I didn't get confirmation. And I'm like, well, if you didn't get a confirmation, then you didn't place the order. So let's figure out what's going on. So I got on the live chat today and the guy was like, yeah, it's in modify because they haven't picked their rewards yet. And I was like, son of a gun. So like I messaged them and I was like, hey, like it's in modify, but I didn't know this. Like she started it. It's a long story, but she started it by calling in to DS instead of placing, like having me do it. But I could actually just go in and like modify it and push it through, which is interesting. I didn't know that like if DS started it, I could finish it. And I had never seen that before. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And I do know that they're fine, that they are going to figure out a way for us to add the hostess codes, by the way, ourselves instead of having to contact DS, because I can tell you that is like got to be 50% of their phone calls is adding hostess codes when customers forget to put the hostess code in.
What is DS? What is?
I was gonna say, as long as it's created before, like I had somebody jump the gun and put their order in, and then I created the hostess code because I was prepping for the month. You can't do it then if they put the order in before the hostess code. And then I even had somebody this month, and I don't let her order on her own anymore, but she didn't put the hostess code in and she didn't pick me. And so I called DS and they canceled the order and I just put it in for her separately and I just got it in. But you can't, like if somebody puts in an order under the wrong demo or just totally, does whatever, it's really hard. They can't correct it depending on what the situation is. So they can cancel it out and let you redo it. But
yeah. Demonstrator support, DS. So I just call them DS for
I've been on with them a lot lately for some reason. I have a bunch of non-computer using people who just are trying to use the computer.
Lord have mercy. So next month we're gonna have I see Patsy has a question too. Next month we're gonna do I'm gonna do a normal packet, so $5 packet for next month. It's going to be a kind of similar to that Try It class that we did where we got to see a lot of the different DSPs. So I'm going to make some really fun cards around the different DSPs that we've gotten to pre-order. So if you're wanting to get to see those and you want to kind of see some ways to use them, I will be doing that. So that'll be next month's meeting packet, $5. I'll post up a image later today. I'll get everybody's, hoo-ha deal. And then, so Candy has asked me to do the packets for Candy's meeting next month because she's going to Hawaii. And
Have someone that can help you.
yeah, so I do. I have a good helper. I don't know what they look like yet, but I'll be the one posting in Candy's, like I'll be posting in Southern Sweet Stampers. I'll give the preview image. I'll be the ones prepping, packing, and doing that. So just FYI, which doing that while moving isn't exactly.
And moving too.
It's cool. Like I got nothing going on. I mean, I appreciate that she, values my contributions. Sure. So anyway, we'll see. And if the packet really sucks, I'm going to offer the same packet to, she gave me latitude, that if I don't like it, I'm just going to offer the same packet that I offer to you guys, to Southern Sweet Stampers, and I'm just going to run it dual. But y'all's packet will still be $5 with me, and theirs will be $10 for them. And it'll be the same. FYI. So just know that. But I mean, if it's a great design, super, you know what I mean? Like if whatever Rhonda Wade has come up with in her little monthly planner is great, I'll use it. But if it's not, I'm just going to like scrap it and do what I want to do. So, cause there you go. It's that kind of month. And then for the month, for the challenges, we're going to do 2 challenges, and I will go tonight. I will pick our scrap challenge and our catalog winners. Next month, our creative challenge will be a monochromatic challenge. So we're going to go monochromatic. Very exciting. Ooh, I love monochromatic, so I'm jazzed. And then our business challenge will be releasing old items. Kathleen's like, and I'm out.
What do you mean by releasing old items? What does
There
that
we
mean?
go. So what I want you to do is show me creative ways that you can release old product. Are you making beautiful bookmarks and giving them away? Are you gonna do a
Scrap
book
challenge cards.
Are you going to do, you could do a scrap challenge card. You could do, think about, do I want to package up some DSP and give it away? Do I want to bring a friend incentive and like package up something really cute and make like 3 bring a friend incentive packets or something, right? Old kits, right? Like old paper pumpkins. Can you break up paper pumpkins and, give them away, right? Like I want to think, and I want to see pictures of you releasing items into the universe so that others may use them.
Don't hold your breath, girl, on me.
I know, Kathleen's like,
Out.
I thought of you. I had 3 people tell me last club that they cannot cut their paper. And so I said, you will come to my my paper share class from the last paper share and bring your paper and you're going to cut it. And then I told them also, that's what that virtual stamping is that we do once a month. You can cut it.
I mean, I remember I had to cut Kathleen's paper for her when she came to one of my classes. I was like, come over here, bazoop, bazoop, bazoop. And she's like,
Oh, but she still got that deer in the headlights look.
I was when I moved, and when I moved, I can't tell you how many, probably thousands of pounds of paper. The only thing I could do, I didn't have room for it anywhere. So the only thing I did is I made up packets and I sold them to, like, there was a garage sale that used to be at a scrapbook store. And I can't tell you how much I ended up giving away paper because I had so much. It was choking me. So
today, like Marianne was like, I need to do an art project for school. And she's like, and it's not coming out right. And I was like, well, I was like, I have some old glossy white paper. Why don't you go down? And then I was like, and I have this really cool Canvas Creations paper that's like old and retired. And why don't you, and she was like, oh, okay, and so like, there's lots of ways to release items. There's also lots of ways to keep them. Like y'all, like I still have my bucket of stuff. I still have stamp sets I keep. I have punches I keep. I've told you there's stuff I'm not getting rid of, right? I don't get rid of everything. I know you guys think I'm like a Nazi. I don't get rid of everything. I just limit so that I have the capacity to bring new stuff in, right? And I think that's it, is that you could become like Hoarders Anonymous, right? If you like didn't like, release. So Patsy Palmer, you have something to show or say.
Yes, the Etched in Nature.
Yeah.
I use my Stamparatus for it. And that's what
Lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome.
But that's the only way that I could, because I could keep going back like 6 times to get the fern part done, that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to share since you started with that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I
said,
think
I
that
kept
one-
it.
yeah, I'm gonna keep it too. I mean, that's one of those ones like we'll see, give it a year, it'll be a collector's item. I don't know. So something I was chuckling about. So all right, I'm gonna stop the recording.